Hello, good evening students. Today we have started Module 1B AC Fundamentals. Basically we have two types of electric supply. One is known as AC supply, one is known as DC supply. But the history of electricity was started with DC generation, transmission and distribution in olden days. But after introduction of transformer, such a efficient device, the AC system becomes popular because all over the world AC is more useful due to lot of advantages. Main is economical, and second one, the voltage level can be reduced or increased as per the applications of different type of consumers. Therefore AC system is popular all over the world. We have to see today generation of AC voltage. So before going to generation of AC, we have to glance induced EMF and Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So as per Faraday's laws, we know that whenever a coil or a conductor cuts the magnetic flux, an EMF is induced, or whenever a conductor links a changing flux, an EMF is induced. So this is first law. Second law is such that the induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of flux linkage with the coil. So these two laws are very important. So to understand this concept, we have to take a bar magnet as shown in figure. It is placed near a coil with wound n number of turns. It is connected to a sensitive voltmeter or ammeter as shown in figure. So whenever bar magnet is in motion, slowly it is approaches towards the coil. What happens? The magnetic field or flux produced by the bar magnet links with n turns of the coil, but bar magnet is in motion, the flux linking with the coil changes, hence there is a deflection in voltmeter connected across the coil. This shows that there is a flow of current in the coil. So whenever bar magnet is stopped, the flux may links with the coil, but there is no rate of change of flux linking with the coil, hence there is no induced EMF. Once again you have to take back, that is away from the coil. Now the flux linking with the coil goes on decreasing. No problem. Here is also deflection is observed, hence again the rate of change of flux linkage exists with the coil, hence there is a induced EMF. Hence from this experiment what it shows that there must be rate of change of flux linkage with the coil, hence there is a induced EMF. If there is no rate of change of flux linkage with the coil, there is no induced EMF. So these laws are known as Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Understand and practice. It is already well known fact, we are having two types of supply. One is known as DC supply, another one is known as AC supply. First you see the direct current supply, DC supply. In this one, the magnitude of voltage remains steady or constant, 5 volts, 5 volts, 10 volts, 10 volts. As shown in figure, the magnitude of voltage with respect to time, it remains same. In other manner, the alternating current is one which changes its magnitude and direction with every half cycles or with respect to time. Such a quantity is known as alternating quantity. So once again you see there we are having two types of supply, one DC supply, one AC supply. Again in AC supply we are having one winding, that is referred as one phase, that is known as single phase AC supply. If the generating machine consists of 3 windings, such a system is known as 3 phase. It can generate 3 phase voltage, 3 phase AC voltage. So it is referred as 3 phase AC system. So single phase means one circuit, 3 phase means 3 circuits. So single phase AC supply can be used for lower applications, that means house applications, some small industry applications, some farmer agriculture applications where small amount of power is required. But in industrial applications more power is required. In such case 3 phase motor, 3 phase applications are useful. In this way you remember single phase AC supply 230 volts, 3 phase AC supply 440 volts. So this line diagram shows the basic structure of electrical transmission and distribution system. So very first you see there is a generating station. So it may be hydroelectric, it may be thermal, it may be nuclear. So where we can generate the power is known as generating station. So here we can generate 3 phase AC power by 3 phase synchronous generators or 3 phase AC generators. 3 lines or 3 phases generated 3 phase power is given input to step up transformer. It can increase the voltage level from generating station to, it may be L1 kV, it increases to 220 kV. 220 kV lines transmits the power. It is called transmission lines. Next coming to substation, where voltage level can be reduced 220 to 110 kV. Then through the number of stations, again with the help of transformer technology, it is possible to reduce the voltage 110 to 66, 66 to 33, finally L1 kV to 440 volts. So L1 kV distribution transformers you may found in your street, hence your house service wire connection is taken from secondary of transformer. We are using 230 volts and 3 phase 440 volts is also available because transformer is 3 phase. Getting the idea? Here by using the number of transformers the voltage level can be increased, the voltage level can be reduced. This technique makes the high voltage AC in very much popular, not only in India, across the world. Hence across the world electricity generation, transmission and distribution takes place in AC voltage system. Now actual from syllabus now starts generation of single phase AC voltage. So to generate the AC voltage, number 1, it depends upon Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Number 2, basically it needs 3 systems. Number 1, conductor system. Number 2, magnetic field system. Number 3, relative speed between these two. And rate of change of flux linkage can be obtained by 2 ways. As shown in figure 1, out of these 2 field systems, now you see there conductors are fixed, whereas other system magnetic field is rotating. In second figure, magnetic field is fixed, conductors are rotating. Getting the idea? In both the case rate of change of flux linkage is available, hence EMF can be generated. Both applications, are used, both fundamental principles are used in generation of AC voltage. So, figure number 2, whereas the conductors are rotating, magnetic field is fixed. This is more useful in DC generator. So, this figure number 2 shows a single turned coil placed perpendicular to magnetic flux of B Webers per meter square. This magnetic field is fixed, but the conductors A, B, C, D, one turn, it is rotating with an angular velocity of omega radians per second in anti-clockwise assume. So, now for the generation you can see different points starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. That means we have to take one rotation of the conductor system. For example, at point 1, the AB surface is top, CD surface is below. At this instant, the flux linked with the coil surface is maximum. The rate of change of flux linkage is 0. Hence, the rate of change of flux linkage is 0 means induced EMF is also 0 at point number 1. After some time, the coil surface reaches at the position 2. Now, the rate of change of flux linkage linked with coil is goes on increasing. Hence, induced EMF also goes on increasing. Finally, it reaches the maximum when the coil reaches at the position 3. Position 3 in angular manner it reaches 90 degree. Okay. At this condition, the rate of change of flux linkage with the coil surface is maximum. Hence, maximum EMF is induced. Slowly, when it reaches at position 4, now the rate of change of flux linkage with coil decreases. Proportionally, induced EMF also decreases. When it reaches finally at position 5, or in an angular manner, when it reaches at 180 degree, AB surface comes below, CD surface comes top. At this instant, rate of change of flux linkage becomes 0. The induced EMF is also becomes 0. Hence, 0 to 180 degree is called positive half cycle. 0 to 180 degree is known as positive half cycle. After this, coil surfaces are interchanged. Now, AB comes at bottom, CD comes at top. So, current direction is also reversed. Hence, the same process is continued from 180 degree to 360 degree, that is from position 5 to position 1. When it reaches the negative maximum at position 7, that is at 270 degree. When it reaches there, induced EMF is maximum at 270 degree or position 7. This happens in negative half cycle. So, in this manner, in one rotation of the conductor system which generates one cycle of AC voltage, this can be obtained, this can be observed in waveform. The alternating voltage has regular changes in its magnitude and direction. The alternating voltage may be generated by stationary conductor with rotating field system or stationary magnetic field with rotating system. So, this generating principle mainly works on the principle of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. It is very simple. Whenever a conductor cuts a magnetic flux, an EMF is induced, or whenever a conductor links a changing flux, again an EMF is induced. So, to generate the AC voltage, once again, basically we have three systems. One, conductor system. One, magnetic field system. Number three, relative speed between these two. Relative speed between these two. One system may be rotating, respective another system should be stationary. In this condition, there is a rate of change of magnetic flux linkage is exists in the coil, hence an EMF is induced. While explaining, you remember this expression, induced EMF equal to N into d phi by dt, where N is the number of turns in a coil. Now we have considered one turn, single turned coil, hence E is directly proportional to d phi by dt. d phi by dt is nothing but rate of change of flux linkage with turns. This equation you apply position number 1, position number 2, position number 3, different positions, that is from 0 to 360 degree. How the d phi by dt 0, EMF becomes 0. d phi by dt increases, EMF increases. d phi by dt decreases, EMF decreases. That only explained here, sir. So try to understand. So finally we come to conclusion that in one rotation of conductor system, one cycle of AC is generated. Once again, one rotation means starting point, that is position number 1 or 0 degree, come to 360 degree in angular wise, 0 to 360 degree, that means there only. Position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Hence, this is known as one rotation. In one rotation of system, one cycle of AC can be generated. So, this is observed from the induced EMF waveform. First you understand, one rotation means one cycle. One cycle in 0 to 360 degree or 0 to 25 radians. Now you can observe, this is the waveform. This is the induced waveform for one rotation. That it is also called one cycle of generated EMF waveform, because different instants of the time is taken here. 0 degree position number 1, 45 degree position number 2, 90 degree position number 3, 135 position number 4, 180 degree position number 5, and so on. Getting the idea? Getting the idea? So 0 to 180 degree, what is the waveform is present here? It is known as positive half cycle. When it reaches the maximum, sir, position number 3, position number theta equal to 90 degree in angular wise. When it reaches the 90 degree, maximum EMF is reached when d phi by dt is maximum. When it becomes the 0 at position 0, here in the graph 180 degree and 360 degree. In your points taken, points number 1, points number 5 and 8. 8 is 1 finally. So you remember any one at taken positions, or you can take angle. Both explanations are similar. You take any one. So you have to explain this one, then you plot the graph. This is known as generation of single phase AC voltage. So this graph is also called instantaneous induced EMF, because as the time changes, the induced EMF not remains same value. Its value goes on changing with instant to instant of the time. So it is referred as instantaneous induced EMF. So it changes like a sinusoidal function. So it is also called sinusoidal alternating current. So tomorrow we can see expression for instantaneous induced EMF. Before that, read out, make the perfect. Thank you to one and all.